Alright, what's up? We're doing this again. We are doing this again, but with BFBBMix instead of movie mashup. Okay, this is gonna be harder to do because it's been longer since I played the game. And I don't really have, like, a super reliable way of, like, showing you the gameplay. You know, because I obviously in this playthrough, I played, you know, quite slow-paced. And even though I knew where everything was, granted. But yeah, we are ranking all the levels, including the bosses individually, because, you know, what else are they gonna do? And, I put all of the... I don't know why I paused the music. I put all of the Krusty Deluxe stages into one, because otherwise, like, ranking them... Especially because some of them are so short, like, it's not really worth ranking some of them individually. So at that point, might as well just... You know, crab spats are basically a substitute for a whole world. So it's fair to, you know, just put it into one and just rank it like that, in my opinion. I also have the chapters here for fun. When Mix was getting released, when it was getting worked on and released, we had Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. We just hosted all the levels. So it's like, still gonna rank it like that, because why not as well. But don't take these too seriously, it's just fun. But yeah, I have a hard time ranking these, I think. Except, I already think JF is probably going in S tier, honestly. Like, we're doing it by a weighting system, so something kind of, like, has to go in S. And I feel like this is one of the best levels in the game. So obviously it was the first one made, as you can imagine. It is fucking massive, kind of reflecting actual... So, unlike Mashup, this game, like... It's structured quite closely to actual battle, as you would kind of expect from the name BFBBMix. But yeah, yeah, see, this is why this gameplay isn't too real. Also, I had a shitty capture card back then, so that's why it looks kind of bad. But yeah, very open area. This was this was made in 2019, but the game as a whole was released in August 2020. And, that was a while ago, so it's not visually on par with, like, modern mods. But at the time, it looked pretty good. For a full game hack, it looks pretty good for 2020 standards, I feel like. But yeah, also, it's got a lot of fun interactions with the characters and stuff like that. Like in regular battle, but yeah. It's just a big open... Okay, so all of the tracks here are custom-made by Sky, and JF has one of the best ones. So that is a small factor in this as well. We'll also be having a small factor with, like, the socks, if any of them are, like, super cringe. Or if any of them are, like, notably cool to, like, find. Then, you know. But yeah, I like this spatula here. It's just kind of neat. You know, it kind of is, like, Dilemma, but, like, not really. But it's, like, yeah. But, yeah, I just like how big and open it is, and all the rocks out of bounds and stuff like that. I believe an update was made since this, with, this waterfall is transparent, to make it obvious that there's a sock here. I like this sock placement, I think it's cool. I died. Yeah, this is from March, I think March 2021. It's definitely early 2021, this playthrough. I should probably do a sub-goal for it again, because, like, it's been a while. I feel like I could justify it. But yeah, I like this sock, too. I'm quite biased to this level, because I did, like, runs of it when this was the only... Because I've been a playtester since almost the very beginning. Since this level was, like, almost complete, I've been a playtester. So I got to play the levels early, it was pretty cool. I quite like this cave section. It is a bit long, but I think it's just really fun, like, the way that it's done. And it's got a good amount of difficulty. There's, like, these jellyfishes, I guess kind of like the kelp campers, but... God, I fucking suck at this game, Jesus. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, like, this is well designed, I feel like. And then I like those two paths down here. and then I like this little... I guess this is more like Dilemma, actually. And, yeah, and then I like being able to climb up. I like climbing up this cave and then having to go down. Because my problem with regular JF caves is that it's on roughly, like, almost the same kind of Y level the whole time. You get elevated a little bit. But it's, I don't know, it just feels weird to, like, for the most part, be climbing up these hills, and then you get to caves, and then it's not like that at all. This is different. You actually climb up. It's more in line with, like, how it should be, I guess. I like this area, too. If I remember correctly, yeah, these bulls are just too fucking annoying, but the actual gameplay is cool. God, I don't know if it's just me, but my hair looks kind of bright in the cam. Also, that was when I had a different water bottle. Jesus, I can't jump to save my life. Yeah, so the reason why... Okay. In old versions of Mixed JF, there used to be a sock here, and now there's no sock here, because everybody on the tester team, except for me, wanted the sock removed here, and I still, to this day, think that the sock should not be here. I mean, should be here. It was a tie between that one. Not a tie, but it was... The contest was either this one or the one that's at the plane. I don't like the plane sock. I mean, it barely matters in the grand scheme of things. I'm just drinking that water like there's no tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, stop drinking water. But yeah. See, look. It's incredibly obvious that the sock is here. It takes no effort to see. Which is why I don't like its placement. But I do like this plane. It's just taken from actual JF, but it's like in the sky. So, yeah, it was just being able to actually see it is, like, cool. Because it's a lot of effort for just, like, a little thing in the game, in vanilla. So, and then this, this boss is cool. You know, kill some robots, and then, like, and then you keep switching between SpongeBob and Patrick, and then... Yeah, it's just pretty cool. Very good use of the characters and stuff. And I like that each hit you have to do something a little different. You know, harder, the enemies get harder and stuff. I'm missing a sock. Oh, yeah, that one. So, yeah, pretty good level, and there's nothing really bad about it other than, like, that one sock placement, and I think caves is, like, a little long. There's no warp inside of caves. I think there should have been a warp inside of caves. Well, I think there's one at the literal very beginning, but I don't know. I don't know how you make it work, but just, like, some easy way to get, like, halfway through caves. Because I don't think there's a box that takes you, like, halfway through, if I recall correctly. You have to excuse the hiccuping and the burping I ate earlier. But yeah. S tier, in my opinion. And now downtown, probably A tier. I might rank it lower, I'm not sure, but fuck it. Okay, this is another reason why it's gonna be hard to rank stuff. Why am I doing Krusty Deluxe stages now? Well, I'm not even doing them all now. I'm just doing them whenever I have enough. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of hard. But this is one of my favorite ones. It's a little scuffed, but it switches between SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy every couple seconds. The reason why it's kind of scuffed is because, obviously, the game can't handle that sometimes, like, in a case like that. Or, you go to slam, and then you get cucked at the last second because you just get switched to Sandy, and Sandy can't slam. And sometimes you just sat there waiting for, like, a few seconds, like 5 seconds, so that you can switch to the appropriate character. So you just get kind of fucked sometimes. But conceptually, it's just so cool, and it's not too long as to annoy. With its little quirks. So yeah, pretty cool level. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. My throat was quite congested, so yeah. Well, it still is a bit, but, you know. Anyway, it'll be hard to talk about Bikini Bottom, so I'll probably just leave that for later, but yeah, for now. I love this first area, even though it's a little complicated. And that's the issue with downtown in this hack, is that it's just too complicated consistently. With, like, what you're supposed to do. But I do like the concept. You have these very small houses in Area 1, and then in Area 2, the houses are fucking huge. I really like that, and I like having to climb up the buildings and shit. But yeah, it's just, like, kind of hard to figure out what you're doing here. But luckily, I know where some stuff is and stuff, but yeah. I need 5 wheels for that, and I don't know where to get them off the top of my head because my movement is limited as Bob. As you can see, I'm just not sure where to go. Even though I've playtested the hack and stuff, I mean, yeah, I have dementia and shit, but, like, still, I just, like, yeah, I don't even know if I was supposed to make that jump. I assume so, but it's not, like, immediately obvious, I feel like. If that's what you're, like, supposed to do. No, I'm going back. What am I doing? I don't even know. Well, I gotta wield it, and now I have 5 wheels, and then I can do this. Can I stop drinking water for 2 seconds? Probably not. See, that's what you were supposed to do. I don't think the last time I played Mix casually was in August of 2023. I probably didn't even do like, I probably forgot again. Like, every time I play, I just forget. It's a complicated level, and I forget a lot of the details, like, every time. But the concept is just so good. So I might put in high B, but that's still, I don't know. A feels too generous, B feels too harsh, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, and then you got the antenna spatula. The problem with the antenna spatula is that robots can cuck you easily. And then you go to hit them, but then, like, they just kind of move away from you, so you're just like, alright, I guess I don't need to hit them. And then as you go to lasso, because Sandy's lasso takes 50 billion years. You just get fucked. So yeah, you basically have to clear out all the robots, even in a situation where it looks like you can get away with it. It's just best to not risk it. I feel like having a Tada here is just really, like bullshitty. I feel like basically any other enemy would be less bullshit to have here, because I almost got shut off. And I don't think it'd be fun gameplay to have to, like, climb back up. Unless it was, like, clearly my fault. But with Tada, it's or a Chuck, actually, that would also be kind of annoying. I love this room. I love having to drop down into a building. I think that's really cool. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just taking forever. Just know what I'm doing. I think I'm done with Area 1, though. Am I? Yeah. Dude, stop drinking water. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, I love the concept of Area 2, but it's just kind of, like, again, it's complicated. I don't even know if you're supposed to be able to jump. Like, it's like, you're supposed to go around, I think, I don't know, I seriously can't remember, like, this place is so complicated. But, yeah, again, just good concept, and the music here is quite good as well. Although, my favorite is probably Dream. But, yeah. There's a shit ton of Tiki's here, too, which is good for the Crusty Deluxe stages. Dude, stop drinking water. You're pissing me off. I used to complain about needing to go to the toilet multiple times a stream. It's like, oh, I fucking wonder why. Like, look at how much I'm drinking. Like, I say as I just had a drink just now, but yeah. So yeah, you can clearly tell I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. I like this spatula though. The cannons do shoot too fast at you. They are pretty BS. See, like, I got fucked there. Like, was that really my fault? Like, kind of not really, TBH. But yeah, again, you can just tell that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. To this day, I just always forget, like, what exactly I'm expected to do casually. So I feel like I accidentally choose it every single time. This little area is cool. It stops you from being SpongeBob when you dip down, so you get punished. I don't even know if you're supposed to be able to make that. Probably. I don't know. Yeah, probably. You probably are. Dude, stop drinking. And then there's Larry for wheels. I feel like it's kind of weird for him to be right there. I feel like it could have been placed a little further back. Or a little closer, I mean, to the beginning of the area. Also, there's a bit of lag in this level. I think it's the only level that lags. Like, it probably doesn't lag on Dolphin, but it lags on Nintendo and Xbox a little bit, but I don't... It's not a big deal. Now, one of my favorite things about hacks is that you can kind of, like... As a kid, your imagination runs wild, and sometimes you do think, like, oh, in battle, how come there's no boating school? As a kid, I would have loved that. This is like you're a kid again, because you get to go to fucking boating school. Obviously, it's a very, like... This might sound harsh, but, like, comparatively, like, amateurish way of doing it, like, how it's done in the hack compared to how it would have been done by Heavy Iron. But it's just, like, again, like, it makes, the child you very happy. Just be able to enter boating school, like, that's so cool. It's just, like, a really awesome concept. I love it. Also, there's a sock here that's, in my opinion, too well hidden. It's this. You have to break all these to get a sock. I feel like that's too hidden. And then, got a wheel. And then there's these, and then I don't even, like... It's pretty obvious, like, just like vanilla downtown, it's pretty obvious that you can cheese with a lot of these. Bits, because, like, you don't have to take these lassos, so that's how you're supposed to do it casually. I always just, like, jump over to the sock and then, like, jump out, because if you're Sandy, then it's obvious that you can do that. Also, there was a lot of Z fighting down there, but, well. But, yeah. And now I need to go, yeah, grab that sock, wheels, and then that's everything. So because it's, like, incredibly fucking complicated, and there's, like, a really free spatula that you just can't get right now, although it's not a huge deal. I think I'll put it in high B. I really want to put it in A, but it's, like, so hard to do that when it's, like, you just don't even know where you're going. Alright, Good Lagoon's gonna be a hard one to do. Hold on. I'm doing Hole and Sponge. So I gave Sky the idea of, like, a golf level, sponge bowl level. And luckily they implemented it, and I think it's pretty cool. It's quite blocky, but it's pretty fun. I like it. So far, the Krusty Deluxe stages are looking pretty good. But there are a couple I don't really care for that are, like, make 100% completion kind of annoying. Also, I think this fan goes by too fast, because, like, Jesus Christ, you see that just then? But yeah, just good level, just, yeah. Visually a bit lacking, I suppose. Anyway, now we can go to Ghoul My Goon. Okay, so I don't remember exactly what I gave Sky the idea for here, but I know it was something to do with the castles. I think I gave Sky the idea to have a kid in each castle or something. So I actually played quite a part in, like, how this area is structured. And so I'm a bit biased, but I quite like this area. It's a little complicated, but it is still a pretty good area. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that. I don't know. Actually, yeah, maybe you're supposed to. And that's another issue, just not knowing. This hack has issues with that, particularly in Area 1 and, like, Area 3, where you just, like, don't quite know if you're supposed to be doing certain things. I love the pinkish, like, ice, by the way. It looks really cool. And then there's, like, the juice bar. And then, again, I just not knowing if I'm supposed to, like, jump up here in the fit, like, I don't even know. I like this little spatula here, is kind of cool. God, I used to see, when I was playtesting, I obviously saw very early versions of these levels. It's kind of crazy. I feel like the King of the Castle spatula is a little, like, low effort, I guess. That might sound harsh. But that's, yeah. I don't want it to come off as harsh, but that's just, like... Because if you go into all the castles anyway to get the balloons, then... I mean, you could argue it's quite a long task, so getting rewarded with 2 spatulas for it isn't exactly, like, unreasonable, to be fair. I really like this castle idea. I really like it. Oh yeah, this can happen. I don't know if it's been patched since, but yeah, that was a somewhat common occurrence. But I can't remember if it was patched, so I'm not really gonna factor that much into the ranking in case it has been patched. But when I say complicated, I always forget how to make it over to that area down there. I always forget how you're supposed to do it. And then we got this, and then spatula's kind of neat, and then wait, how did I do it? Oh, you're supposed to go on this trampoline. I never know that because half the time I cheese it when I play casually. All right, well that makes more sense. Yeah. And then, yeah, just really cool spatulas here. And, let's get to caves. Okay, you're supposed to be Patrick here, but I guess I just said no. I like the caves area. It's not, like, too big, like in vanilla, or it's just kind of like... I mean, I don't know, too big's a bit of an exaggeration, but I like its size here. But you can cheese it a little bit. Like, you're clearly supposed to, like, freeze the goo there, but you can just get damaged. I guess the way the battle and mix are inherently, like, designed, like, they're just kind of designed in a way where it's just kind of obvious, like, how you can cheese some things. Whereas because the movie's more linear, it's, like, harder to cheese it in the same ways. But whether or not you can cheese something is, like, kind of debatable on if that's, like, really a big deal in the first place. But I don't know, I like knowing if something is, like, supposed to be intentional or not, because it's, like, it's an indication of, like, good design. Like, battle and mix are well designed, obviously. I just mean, like, you know, downtown and rock bottom and all that are, like, cheesable in 5 billion ways, so it's just kind of, like... You know, you want to, like, it's always the wonder if, like, you're experiencing it the way they're supposed to be, I guess. Are you judging it in a fair way in that regard? But yeah, this area is a little complicated, but I like it. Also, the Xbox version has brightness issues. I forgot the name for it. Bloom issues. But, yeah. This spatula's kind of weird. This Tiki Cup one. It's not bad. It's just kind of like... I feel like it's not immediately obvious which one you're supposed to... Because, like, who would think... When there's, like, a bunch of moving things, right? You would generally expect, in a situation like that, for the thing you're supposed to, you know, like, you're supposed to hit or throw something into, in this case, you would expect it to either be roughly the middle or the back. In these, like, little objectives like these in games, when is it ever, like, the literal one at the very front? I know it's the only one that doesn't move around, but it's still not obvious because just inherently with game design, when it comes to, like, a group of things that you're supposed to, like, hit or see if, you know, which one's the real, you know, just things like that. The front one, like, the very first one is, like, basically never the one. So I feel like it's just kind of, like, you know, it's not, like, obvious. And throwing the Tiki at the right spot can be just kind of, like, annoying. But, yeah, I like Goo Lagoon. It's good. For sure. I'll put it in A tier. In terms of personal preference, I do kind of... I think Downtown's more fun, but I think Goo Lagoon's better designed. Hold on, I have a text, Discord message. Let me see if it's important. It is not important. Alright, next would be Robo Sandy, I guess. Unless I did another Crusty Deluxe stage. Yeah, I did. Alright, so Cabin Fever is... I think Sky already had made this originally, like, years ago or something. But so they kind of just threw it into the mod. I don't like this one that much. I mean, it's kind of neat, but it's just like, you just do so much nothing for so long. I want to finish this video before 4 o'clock so I can stream at the right time. So I only have 50 minutes to talk about the rest of the levels, but like, I don't know. I mean, I still don't want to skip too far ahead with this one because, like, it's just a whole lot of nothing. Everything's just, like, too... It's just, everything's too narrow. I believe Sky pretty much didn't touch. I don't know if they added tikis, but as far as I'm aware, they didn't really touch anything in this area. So yeah, I'm not really much of a fan of it. The only part I really like is, this part. Not this part. This part. Because look. Bam. Like that. That's pretty neat. I like that. But yeah, this is just like... For its time, this is probably, like, a good mod. Because this was made, like, probably, like, 2018 or some shit, but yeah. And it's kind of cool, but yeah. Just, okay, and then we got Patrick's puzzle. This one's kind of neat. You have to, like, see what the seahorses do. It's really easy, but the concept is just neat. And then if you get it wrong, then the goo rises again. So, yeah, just super easy, but it's just neat. Not, like, super awesome or anything, but it's just good. I like it. So, yeah, again, so far, like, Krusty Deluxe stage is looking pretty good so far. Alright, then we got Robo Sandy. The concept is really awesome. So, Sandy, like, she, kind of, like, trampolines you up to these, like, little things. You gotta hit the buttons. And then you hit it with acorns. Again, the bloom is fucked, but we're not judging it based off bloom. Because, like, you know... I don't know if the bloom issue would be fixable these days. Oh, okay, I cheesed it here. You can cheese this boss fight, like, super easily. So easily that I can see people doing it on accident. But I guess I did that to show, like, that you can do it in the playthrough. But yeah, that's how you, like, greatly speed it up. Jesus, am I actually just not even gonna show it's, like, with Patrick? Oh my god, okay. Well, this isn't a good showcase of the level. But, yeah. It is a good level. Although, it is weird that Robo Sandy is, like, chopping the, acorns. Like, hitting the tree to drop when that's not really gonna affect Sandy. Like, I feel like it should have been a different... So, you know, it's very... At this point in time, custom bosses was super rare. So we are partly factoring, like, how the mod was for its time. It has aged well, for the most part, but... It does have to be factored a little bit, like, how it is now, and also how it was back then. So, I want to put it in B tier. It feels, again, this is just one of those ones where it once again feels harsh to put it in B, but too generous per an A. But compared to some of the bosses we have these days, like, it's a bit lacking, but it is still pretty good. Again, well, just like Mashup, there is no D tier content in this game. Well, there's one Krusty Deluxe stage I don't really like, but I don't think I put in D tier. But yeah. And then we're seeing more of the hub. Gotta kill these enemies, and I get Les Arc, like a mouse, and then there's this. This is like the equivalent of, the Sandy's Tree Dome in Vanilla. This is like the equivalent. And then there's a... Dude, I feel like I always forget about this suck. Well, not always, but I feel like sometimes when I play casually, I forget about this suck. Anyway, which level am I going to now? I assume I went to Rock Bottom. Yeah? Yeah, okay, I went to Rock Bottom. This level's a little complicated too, but I am a fan of it. It is good, for sure. Dude, I've drank, like, over a fucking liter. I've drank, like, a liter and a bit, I think. What am I doing? Oh, I must have gone for a piss. Well, no wonder I went for a fucking piss. Because I'm fucking having a drink all the time. Anyway, yeah, there's just, it's just what you would expect, you know, artwork and, like... But I low-key think this is kind of better than vanilla Rock Bottom Area 1, because that one is cheesable in 5 quintillion ways, and it's not obvious what you're supposed to do. This is, like, a lot more obvious. And I like all the platforms, like the small puzzle stuff that you do. I like that big button, even though it's kind of hard to hit. And then I like Museum as well. It's got some memes on it, and because they were from 2020, obviously, like, some of them are not, like, particularly, like, that funny anymore, but still, it's kind of funny. But yeah, just a pretty cool area. It's, decently difficult if you're trying to clear out all the robots. Although it's not, like, that obvious, so you need to, like, kill these guys to, like, drop the thing. Because, like, again, this is mostly parodying vanilla, but that's not what you do in vanilla. You just, like, shut down the... I feel like there should have been lasers in this area, as opposed to, like, needing to kill the enemies or whatever. But I still like what's here. And then, doing more traversing. Got the, spatula like a mouse. And... let me get to this area. And I like, this area, it's cool. There's a sock here. I just forgot to... yeah. There's a lot of, like, bungee spatulas in this game. There's 2 in the hub. But yeah. Is this Persona 5 music? I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it definitely is. Although it's, like, slightly slowed down, I think. But yeah, I guess what I like these areas aren't, like, too complicated. I don't think this is, like, a great level, but I certainly think it's good, for sure. And yeah, and then I got lost, I think, trying to remember where the remaining stuff was. Alright, so I'm gonna rank this, in, like, B. Alright, next up is Mim, My Leia. Oh my god, I'm buying more stuff. In my opinion, the Krusty Deluxe stages are too cheap. Makes shinies not as valuable. Oh yeah, this level I'm not a huge fan. I like it conceptually. The bloom fucks it a bit, but that's not the fault of the creator. I don't like that you need to hit every robot on the thing. Like, I know the point of the Krusty Deluxe stages is that they're not supposed to have socks, but I feel like that'd be a much better sock objective thing rather than the spatula. Because it's so easy to miss an enemy. I think it'd be more fun if there were, like, harder enemies on the slide. But maybe you didn't have to kill them all, or if you did, you guys suck. And it was just a spatula guaranteed at the end. And this one is kind of hard to get through without dying once. It's actually kind of difficult. As you saw, I died, like 3 or 4 times. Alright, now we got Mimile. This area is quite good. My only thing is that at the beginning, is too slow-paced. Like, I will not see a spatula for a while. You just see traversing, just bowling stuff a lot. And then I like this area, where you have to, like, bowl the dupes and shit. It's a pretty cool area, and it, like, yeah, they got bridges and stuff. And then... I like this area. I remember it was a little different originally, and then Sky changed one of the objectives. But this is, like, a cool area. Yeah, and then... yeah, you have to hit that button. I think I, like, cheesed it. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do it. I think you're supposed to hit the button in the middle. Ew, well, bruv. Yeah, there isn't too much I can say because, like, how it's designed is a little simplistic. I mean, yeah, just bowling a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's just good. I just like most of the content here. There's a really cool ballroom substitute in Area 3, which I really like. I think it's a lot cooler than ballroom in it. Well, because ballroom is a bit fucking vanilla, so not having to deal with it. And then this, the chief, that is fucking awesome. I love it. And then there's a Man Ray mini boss here. I feel like it's a bit weird to have like 2 mini bosses in the same level, and this isn't a proper mini boss because it's just hit the robots and then you have all the time in the world. You could literally AFK it for 10 hours and it'll still, and then you know, robots will, I feel like robots should spawn eventually if you don't hit the button in time to like punish you. I'm not a big fan of ramps. And then, yeah, so it's a very simplistic boss, but it's still better than not having a boss. Like, it's still cool. I love this area. You hit these buttons, and then you have to, like, hit them in time before, Slithers gets fucked by the spikes or whatever. So you gotta do it in time. There's a lot of enemies in the way, too, so it could be a little challenging, potentially. And, yeah, just really cool area. There is one thing about this area that I'm not a fan of this level. I don't like that prawn is here. If anything, it's arguably easier than in vanilla. Because this platform is originally, like, you can't stand on it without, like, cheesing it in vanilla. Here, you could just stand on it, so it literally is easier because robots don't spawn here. So the only thing you have to worry about is the Tata shooting you. So this is arguably easier than vanilla. Like, this is, like... Again, I don't want to use these harsh words. Because I like this mod quite a lot. It's probably my second favorite mod. This is kinda rushed, I guess. Lazy is way too harsh of a word, but yeah, I think it's like, this is like a pretty rushed thing. Because it's hardly changed, and it's arguably even easier, and less original than vanilla, because it doesn't have like those platforms anymore that hurt you. So I am not really much of an enjoyer of that area, but the rest of Mimler is good for sure. I would put it, like, here. I gotta pick up the pace a little bit. I might need to actually edit this. I might need to do this in 2 parts, like, actually. Which, damn, that is unfortunate, but whatever. Anyway, now we got Sand Mountain. I like Sand Mountain, but, like, it's probably gonna go in B tier again. I like needing tickets to go to these areas. And I like the snowman stuff. The Sandman. This area is fucking cool. This ice sculpture, Mrs. Puff, like, that's fucking sick. I don't know why I did that, because I need to go grab other socks, but... Yeah, just... And it's not like... It's just really short, like, it's not overstaying its welcome, it's just, like, good. Watch this now, I remember this. Yeah, I got the 1-frame slide bash thing. You're not supposed to be... I guess that's my issue, you have to... Casually, like, you have to go down here twice. Also, that can be a little tricky, but that's not too big of a deal. You have to go down there, though, a minimum of twice. Anyway, then we got Bubble... And then they get a lot harder and longer from this point on. Was I playing Welsh Best Day Ever? Did I go for a piss again? Jesus Christ, there is actually something wrong with me. But yeah, not a bad area. It's just you can get fucked easily on like the spikes and shit. Here in particular, you can use, I feel like a chuck should probably not be there. When we're dealing with like a double whammy spatula like this, I don't know. You want to make it like even if it's at the sacrifice of it being easy, you at least don't want it to be like unfair and annoying, you know. But yeah, but yeah, these areas are all good. Voice crack, thank you. These areas are all good. Although my least favorite is probably Larry's. Hold on, I'm gonna set an alarm for like 3:52. There we go. That should be good. And then I like having the sponge bowl down here. I like how it's kind of tucked away in the corner, and then there's a spatula there. Yeah, my issue with, like, what happened here? Okay, well, yeah, yeah. This slide is quite long, and I think you also have to go down this one twice. I don't think it's good gameplay in general to, like, have to repeat the same, like, do the same thing twice. And the second time is get side stuff. And before anybody says it, yes, I know that happens a lot in movie. I also agree there that that is not good game design. I think other than, like, backtracking with powers, having to do the same thing again because it's physically impossible to do everything on the one trip is usually, other than, like, actual proper backtracking stuff that makes sense, is inherently, like, not the best way of handling things. Just kind of almost, well, I can't really say objectively, but, you know. Also, if you do, like, the side stuff like I did, you can barely make it down. I mean, I had, like, 12 seconds, to be fair. But yeah, I like Sand Mountain, it's good, but I just don't like two of the... Actually, I think all three of the slides you might... Actually, I'm not entirely sure. But the fact, like, with any of them, the fact that you have to go down them twice. I know that's how it is in vanilla, but that's already not good in vanilla. There are two slides where you have to do that. So I'm not, you know, not a fan of that. But yeah, it's good. But I'll probably put it like, that's probably fair. Alright, what's next? I guess I was stuck for a while. Okay, we're doing another Krusty Deluxe stage. Jellyfish Rumble or whatever it's called. Oh my god, okay. Better not be fucking tweaking on me right now, bro. My internet. I think I will have to split this into two parts, but not like upload in two parts, but like stitch it together, which means more editing, which means cringe. No way I can finish this in 30 minutes, I feel like. And then we have Rooftop Rumble. Oh, no, I guess I'm just not doing it yet. Yeah, Jellyfish Rumble or whatever it's called, like, it's good, but I'm not, like... It's not anything crazy, it's just kind of cool, you know? Alright, Robopat. Robopat is good. I think it's good. My least favorite part is probably Phase 2, but... Yeah, Robopat spits at you, and then you gotta bowl him before it's too... I feel like it's not immediately, obviously, supposed to do that, but once you figure it out, yeah, I think this is a good boss for sure. Another weird thing is that his texture changes when he's about to attack you or move. Look, now, there was a spot on his belly, and now it's gone. It's just, like, kind of weird. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, the reason why I'm not a huge fan of Area 2 is because Robopat can't even, like, attack you when you're up here. I know there's other things attacking you, but I just don't know why he wouldn't even at least attempt to attack you. Oh, wait, can he attack you from up here? No, I don't think he's supposed to be able to attack you up here, but I kind of disagree with that. I think he should be able to. And then this could be a bit fucky. These cannons could be really annoying, but it's still cool. Also, this has one of the best themes in the game as well, this custom industrial park. I think, yeah, not anything absolutely crazy, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's going in A tier. So now we have... Oh yeah, this is just a Bikini Bottom. So you do this earlier on, and you get like a sock with it if you kill the enemies, but then after you get a cruise bubble, then you get to do it again, but like a lower part of it. That is conceptually very cool. I really like that. Have to go back and just kind of like do... It's like but like it's like a slightly different part of the house. Like it's just like a little cool, neat secret thing. It's nice. I like it. Anyway, now we got Area 3. Cool little spatula there. One thing I really like that Mix does is that you don't need specific spatula requirements for these levels. Just the bosses, and I definitely think that's a good call. Even in vanilla, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is Dream below Kelp and Dutchman in the menu when it's the only one that doesn't have a spatula requirement of the three? Like, it's just, that's stupid. But in Mix, it doesn't matter what order they're in because same requirements regardless. Now, Kelp is really weird. The area is quite laggy, which I forgot about, or at least on GameCube it is. I forgot about that. Additionally, it's kind of like scuffed a bit. Sky wanted to make Kelp so that it's all one area. You don't have to use any loads in Kelp because that's what they wanted to do. Which is fair enough, but everything's too, like, small and narrow because of that, I feel like. And you can, like, and everything's just kind of, like, and there's, like, multiple ways to, like, cheese these parts. Like, you can literally just jump behind this. You don't need, like... You know. Like, you don't even need to switch to Patrick at all, although yeah. Also, I like these Bubble Bass figurines, though. They really stand out in an area like this. I think it's really cool. And I like this little side area, too. Although, for some reason, you don't even have to do all this. You can literally cruise bubble it, and then it'll teleport you here, which I think is probably not the correct move there. Like, it probably shouldn't have been able to do that. Anyway, yeah, you can see I get the, Also, the other reason why it doesn't really make much sense, it's very easy to drown there, so at that point, that's also another issue. Maybe the timer should have been frozen after when you're touching it. I don't even know if that's possible, but yeah, maybe something like that. But yeah, there's just a lot of, like, I guess clutter and stuff, because everything's, like, very close together. But I do like Kelp. It's going to B tier, probably. It's just, you know. I'll have to put something in C tier, probably. Well, I don't really think anything is... I should probably re-rank these at the end. I don't know, because I gotta put something in C tier if we're doing it, like, waiting. I guess I'll have to think of it as, like, what's my least favorite level in the game. And it might be Dream. Honestly, yeah, it might be Dream, so I might put Dream in C tier, I'm not sure. I think the slide is probably a bit too narrow. Also, I think you just straight up can't make it to the end. Oh, no, you can. Wait, can you? Okay, yeah, you can. You can only barely make it in time if you collect everything. So, for the average player, they'll probably have to go down the slide twice, which, once again, I don't agree with. What am I... Oh, Patrick kept kicking the fucking melon. Still, I'm surprised I'm struggling this much. Also, yeah, it's not immediate. I don't think it's immediately obvious that you need a cruise bubble that. It just looks like you're supposed to throw it up there. I know it's a bit high, but it still kind of looks like that, at least to me. Also, you're supposed to be able to, like, you're supposed to do all this, but you can literally climb on the vines, and it's not even, like, that hard. So it probably should have been made, like, not solid. But yeah, decent little puzzle area, much better than Vanilla Caves. Jesus Christ, I fucking hate Vanilla Caves. And then this is, like, the last part of downtown. Alright, and then we enter Dream, I think. Oh no, this is Dutchman. So yeah, I think, Kelp is going, like... it has a banging tune. I think it's Rock Bottom. Everything still kind of, like, looks the same in every area. Whereas Kelp actually kind of low-key doesn't, while still being, like, just one area. I guess it's more impressive. So, I don't know. But, yeah. Now we got, Dutch men. This area's, Dutchman's pretty cool. But I do have a couple small issues with it, but, you know. The area looks quite nice. I think it's one of the most visually, pleasant areas in Mix. I think it's supposed to do that with, I don't know. Actually, you're probably not supposed to do it with SpongeBob. I don't know. Either way, yeah, kind of a cool little spatula. And I like all the graves and everything that's been, you utilize, and yeah, it does feel like Dutchman. It takes a different approach to Dutchman, be more like than, like, just, like, platforming on, like, ships and stuff. But yeah, I just think it's, like, pretty neat. Okay, I guess we're taking a detour, because now I'm doing Mount Don't Fall Off. This area is probably my least favorite in Krusty Deluxe. Maybe even my least favorite spatula in the game. It's way too fucking long. It is way too long. And I don't think there's any checkpoints, if I recall correctly. Because it's called Mount Don't Fall Off. So if you get hit by an enemy, and you could theoretically get thrown all the way back down to the beginning. I know that's the point, but I think that's too much. It's also the longest singular spatula in the game, unless we count, like, bosses. It's just, like... Yeah, and then, like... I think it's just too much of a gauntlet, especially for something you have to pay 2,000 for. 2,000, shinies for. My reward for 2,000 shinies is, like, the world's longest task, like, with no checkpoints. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, very good, Area 1. I guess the only thing I'm not digging is this one sock, although at least it's obviously supposed to come back here as Sandy, which in vanilla it's not obvious. Alright, my issue here is that, like, the cannons are pretty tricky to find, and there's, like, one thing with, like, the boat. Last time, well, I did, like, a casual run, I guess, relatively recently. I did, like, some tricks, but I couldn't figure out how to activate this fucking boat over here, if I remember correctly. Was it this boat? Or, I don't know, it was, like, something. Yeah, like, I'm trying to figure out what the hook is, and I don't know where it is. And you can see that I'm getting confused. But yeah. Like, I like the idea, though. Going to all these ships and hitting all the buttons. Okay, there you go. There's the... Okay, now I know for next time. Yeah. Oh, I died. I thought it said I wasn't recording then. I was going to be very not sad. I mean, I was going to be very not happy. Anyway, this is a good area. It's just kind of like, you know... Oh, and then this part is fucking sick. It's like an auto-scroller, kind of, but yeah, you, And if you fail anything, you have to do it again, but I think buttons that you already pressed stay pressed, I think. So it's not, like, unfair. If you miss a button, you miss a button. But then you could just solely focus on, like, the couple that you missed. I love this. I genuinely think it's so good. Traversing all these buildings and, like, hitting these, like, firing cannons and shit. Like, it's so cool. This boss is a bit underbaked. Dutchman only just shoots you, but, like, look at how much nothing Dutchman is currently doing to me, you know? Look, all this nothing that he's doing to me right now. It's like the world's freest hit. I feel like maybe there should be robots around. And this is also very easy because you can just... Very easy kind of brain dead boss, but it's still, like, kind of cool. Kind of prefer it how it is over vanilla, to be honest, not gonna lie. Yeah, okay, really good area. I guess I'm just struggling between A and S, because... Boss is a little underbaked, and Cannon's area is a little tricky, and that one suck with Sandy. It's, like, so close to the end of the area that I feel like you should just be able to get it regardless. Maybe you need to, maybe it should have been so you need to do, like, really tight platforming with Bob, or you could just, or you could use the lasso Sandy, so you could do either, if it's, like, too, I don't know. But, honestly, yeah, I think it's, like, S, probably. It might be a bit generous, but, like, I don't know. I like it. Alright, and then this one, this is a pretty cool Krusty Deluxe stage. Have I done them all? I think this might be the last one, I'm not sure. Yeah, these Krusty Deluxe stages are really inconsistent with, like... That's why it's weird to rank them all together, but I just feel like it's easier to do like that. Because they are a substitute for a whole world, you know what I mean? But yeah, I like having to travel on these vents, and I like that there's, like, a timer, but it's not, like, too harsh or too generous or anything. And I like that you're retrieving, like, a clarinet, and just, yeah, just, like, this is, like, proper rooftops action. Because, like, if you don't like the downtown doesn't have, like, a proper rooftop segment, like a proper one like it does in vanilla, this is basically the substitute for that. And I love having to, you know, you go up this thingy. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know why the clarinet's so big, but yeah, it's a good level. Did I do all of the Krusty Deluxe stages? Rooftop, yeah. Jellyfish, yeah. Patrick's, yeah. Cabin, yes. Mount, yes. Hole Sponge. So, yeah, I've done them all. Alright, we can rank this then. It's mostly good stuff, but obviously the qualities and the length is, like, inconsistent. I think this should have been, like, a little FMV showing what the areas are like before you select what they are. Because on the first playthrough, you can have no clue what these... so you could just pick Mount, Don't Fall Off as your first one. And you're like, alright, maybe I won't pick these right now. Which is a shame, because, like, most of them are really good, but then a couple of them are a bit lacking. So not knowing what they're like on the first playthrough kind of sucks. But yeah, I'll probably... Yeah, I think, like, high B is fair. Hold on. There we go. And now we just have a few more left. But I'm pretty sure this will still be needed to be split into two parts. Alright, I like some parts of Dream, but it's my least favorite level for a few reasons. I think I went for another piss. Jesus fucking Christ, I went for another piss, didn't I? Alright, so... If I'm gonna play the fucking game anytime soon, my goodness gracious. I don't like that, like, that is clearly not intentional. You're not supposed to be able to do that. This area is kind of BS, because a lot of the time the Sleepy won't get hit. And then, like, tiptoeing him when there's a slick behind him is just kind of stupid. And I feel like it's not immediately obvious how you're supposed to be able to access some of these areas. Squid Stream is too hard. That's my other issue. Squid Stream is too hard. The platform is kind of ridiculous. I don't mind it being, like, this is harder. This game is harder than vanilla, but it's still, I think this area is a bit much. It's probably the hardest spatula in the game. Which makes sense for menu-wise what is the final level, but, like, I don't know. I just think it's, like, too much, especially because there aren't that many checkpoints. But you might be into this. I'm personally not. Whenever I play the game casually but don't 100%, I always avoid this area, and I avoid another spatula too. Which is from Dream. And then timing this can be a bit cringe, although luckily I didn't get fucked there. Conceptually, again, I think it's cool. No Krabs' Dream is admittedly kind of lame. I don't know if this is the case. It's hard to remember, but I feel... Chapter 3 levels did not get playtested by us. Sky just... Well, they kind of did. But Sky made them all fully, and then we playtested them. And then hardly anything got changed. So Chapter 3 has, like... the least of our inputs, I guess. I love this Patrick stream, though. It is fucking fantastic. And if you still like the old Patrick, the actual Patrick stream from Vanilla, it's still here, so, you know. But yeah, like, look at it. It's just I love it. It's just really good. If I recall correctly, the checkpoints aren't too generous here, but yeah, just on the whole, I think this area is really good. And then you have this area, which is, like, from the Dream episode, which is really cool. One of, like, that Patrick stream is and that, as well, the joke, is, like, one of my favorite parts of the game. And then we have Sandy's Dream, which is one of my least favorite areas in the game. I think it's just too complicated and shit. And too long. I feel like it's just too hard to know where to go and stuff. I don't even know if that's what I was supposed to do. I don't even know. And there's, like, a lot of lassoing, and then, like... I think on my last fast playthrough, I didn't even, like, get this because I didn't know where it was. I don't really know if this is C tier, though, this area. I mean, it has two areas I prefer to avoid in any percent. Whereas, like, the way the movie mashup is designed... If I were just beating the game, like, I can hardly think of anything I'd want to avoid. Like, a couple of the pad challenges. That's kind of it. Whereas in Mix is actually stuff I would just straight up, like, do consistently avoid on, like, casual playthroughs. I think these platforms, like, spin too fast. But visually, I quite like this area. It's quite nice. All these cool platforms and doing a lot of, you know... I like that you actually get the platform, like, in the air, whereas with the actual Sandy's Dream, you don't get to do much of that. I think that chuck is kind of a BS placement. Yeah. I am surprised I didn't die, though. I just think this area is, like, a bit... Like, it ramps up the difficulty more than you would expect it to, I think, is the issue. But yeah, that's the whole area. I don't really know if it's C tier, though. I mean... I don't like the beginning section, I don't like the lack of Crab's Dream, and I prefer to avoid Squid and Sandy's Dream if possible, but there's still, like... If you like hard platforming, like, I can 100% see why Squid's Dream would be for you. But I don't know if, like, I don't know, the Patrick Stream is really good. I feel like SpongeBob's Dream and Mix is better than Krusty Casino and Mashup. But then again, I felt like there was a big gap between Krusty Casino and Stitch Swamp, and I still put Stitch in C tier. So I'm not sure how I feel about putting this in C. It feels a bit harsh. But, like, if I do, then keep in mind it's, like, a C+. It's, like... It's not a C or a C-. Like, it's like C+. It's, like, very close to B. Still feel a bit bad, though. But I guess now we could You didn't get to see much of Bikini Bottom. I don't really... I think everything looks too much the same. The spatula requirements are arguably too generous. You know, you don't get cool areas like Krusty Krab and Tree Dome because it's in the vents. Which means, like, I don't know, like, the Tree Dome replacement is just kill robots, you know what I mean? Some socks are kind of like hard to find, and again, everything looks the same, but there are some cool platforming parts and like little shortcuts and shit. Cannon Hole is a pretty good spatula, but it's just not anything like spectacular. I also appreciate what it represents, which is like having these levels be, you know, not having spatial requirements for the individual levels themselves. I really like that. But that's not really, like, that's just an addition. That's not really, like, yeah, you know what I mean. Actually, I feel like I like Dream more than, yeah, yeah, honestly. Putting in C feels really harsh, but, like, I don't know, man. Alright, the alarm went off. Alright, let's try and bang this out. Chapter 3 is better than I remember. Chapter 1 is pretty damn solid. You know, you got an S tier, and then an A tier, and then a high B tier. So I think overall, like, yeah, like, low A is pretty fair. Chapter 2 I like less. But as a whole is what it's like the most consistent quality of all the three. So I think, yeah, just putting it, like, here is probably fair. This is more Persona 5 music. Yeah, I'll put it, like, here. And then Chapter 3, super good level. Level I'm not too fond of, but is, like, fine. And then pretty... Actually, I kind of like Kelp more than Sam Mountain, I'm gonna be real. So yeah, Chapter 3 is getting pretty, like, heavily... Dude, I, like, literally can't fit any more stuff into... Maybe this? Nah, I mean, yeah. I feel like it's fair when this is literally S tier. It's got a cool, like, side spatula. It's got two cool side... Yeah, okay, it's gonna go in, like, high B. Alright, finally, Robo-Sponge. I think it'll be a bit late to stream, but that's fine. I love... This is Mashup, like how Mashup does it, but before Mashup. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like... I don't like comparing mods, because I feel like it's... But considering these are both, like, full game hacks, like, it's kind of natural. You got, like, the big battle hack and then the big movie hack. I think it's natural that some comparisons are gonna be made. I like this more than Krista, just because, like... What I did was, like, mash, like, multiple themes into, like, per hit. So as for the boss to not go on for too long, but I also really like how Mix does it, which is, like... It's properly themed per hit. This is just JF, and you get to experience it for a long time. It's obvious. Because, like, when I first played Krista, I didn't even notice that it was, like, a little bit of Cheese Coast into a little bit of Depression into a little bit... Like, I didn't even notice at first. Because, like, they're so short. I was like, this is, like, fucking, like, per hit is, like... And again, like, there's just more representation of the levels. Which I really like. So, yeah, it should probably come as no surprise this is gonna be an S-tier area for me. Dude, when we play tested these areas, though, you have no idea, like, how grateful you should be for... There was a Chuck, I think, in the JF one, that was placed in, like, the worst fucking placement of all time. It's, like, so objectively unfair. Every single person on the tester team basically begged Sky to remove that Chuck, because it was so fucking bad. It was, like, the worst placement ever. It was, like, so unfair. But yeah, luckily you didn't have to put up with that. And obviously that won't be factored into the rating, because that was before the game was actually released. What am I supposed to do here? Oh, right, okay. Yeah, just... Although, I don't like how punished you get if you miss Roboplankton go all the way back to the beginning. I don't know how it would have been done, but I think it should have been detected as, like... If it detects that you did not hit Roboplankton, it should take you to, like, halfway up the thing, maybe. I don't know, or maybe there should be a trampoline here that gets activated after you're, like, halfway, because otherwise it's just a bit repetitive. But still, like, yeah. Yeah, this is like, the Sand Mountain one is probably like the lamest hit of them all, but that's, what else could you do though? Also, if you die, then unlike in Mashup, you get put to the hit that you're on. Which, I think is fair for Mashup to not do that, but like, with Mix, it makes more sense because there's more hits. So, that just makes more sense. But yeah, I really love all of these areas. Like, the only thing, the Dutchman one doesn't have a ship to jump on, which sucks. Like, that's all it's missing. It should have been a ship. This Dream one is, like, really basic. This feels a bit rushed. I would have liked to have seen more stuff. Like, those disappearing blocks, maybe some notes from Squid's Dream, stuff like that. But yeah. Still, that's still, like, a low S tier area. And then, this area isn't as good, but it's still pretty good. Still got a couple small things. Gripes, I guess. You can easily fall off or get knocked down to a lower area. These are too narrow. They're definitely too narrow. But again, it's like the final area. But again, there's like a difference between like hard and kind of like low, unfair hard. And this isn't like... Unfair is a bit of a harsh word. But you could easily see how like some shitty player who's barely played battle would like fuck up here and get frustrated. There's like different types of difficulty, you know what I mean? And that was kind of unfair, I feel like. Yeah, I could have dodged it, but I literally couldn't see the chuck. So it was too late. You know what I mean? But yeah, pretty good area. And I guess I'll count the 100% completion as part of the level, because you can't see it unless you beat the game. Yeah, you get pictures of cats, so that's pretty cool. And then you get these banger credits. You're just riding on Mr. Slithers. So yeah, very good hack, obviously. I'm gonna put this in, like, high A. I can see why people put an S, but, like, you know, again, some of the hits were a bit lacking, and I think River Sponge, the inside the brain, isn't as good. It's basically the opposite of Vanilla, where the coolest part of Vanilla is the inside of the brain. Whereas that's like the lame... I mean, I say lame as if it's not still very good, but yeah. So yeah, this is the ranking. Putting Bikini Bottom in C still feels a bit harsh. But I gotta put something in C. So otherwise, if I wasn't doing it by weighting, I probably would put Dutchman in like high A, and then Bikini Bottom in like bottom of B. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Where's my mouse? Alright, there it is. Goodbye.